What's going on, guys? Back with another video. So I got something here from Marty up north, who's got a good account, good podcast with Glide Do Something as well. So go check that out. Help them out however you can. And this is a crazy statistic. This is a graph which shows you the real-time climb of the house price versus income since 1984 in Canada. So it starts off, it goes quickly, but you see here the income is actually higher than the housing price. This is back when people were making maybe only a few bucks an hour, but houses were cheap. And then you're going to see what it's like, and the data stops at 2022, and you know it's gotten even worse since then. So let's have a look at this and prepare to be amazed. And before we do, please don't forget to like and subscribe, because it really does help grow the channel, and I appreciate you guys doing that for me so much. So let's have a look at this, and then we'll talk about it after like usual. Get ready to be shocked. Get ready to be shocked and mesmerized. Turn off the music here. I mean, look at that. Look at the sharp turn down a little bit. And by the way, if you think this gap is big, just wait. Just wait and see what's happening here. This is April of 2000. Okay, so the wages at least are climbing, right? But the housing since 1984 is just over 100%, where wages are just around 75%. So again, there's a gap, but if you think this looks big, just wait. And then right there, boom, like look at this. Lower interest rate environment, global financial rules. And look at that. Good Lord. Like, does that not make you sick? We'll go back to the end here. It goes pretty quickly, but I mean, okay, oops. Okay, and then I'll pause it here. Oh, good Lord. So, I mean, look at that. This was in the 90s when I paused it earlier. Remember when I said that gap looked big? Then it started, I mean, it was pretty big, but then it started to narrow. The housing price kind of flatlined a little bit, and wages were going up. And then the separation, the mass separation started. I mean, look at that. Housing is up 900%. Wages are up around 200% in 40 years. So 200%. Oh, I think a lot of people are making about, let's say, 20 bucks now. I don't know if that's average. So people were making around $5 an hour ish in the 80s. And I remember, I know people who were, well, my parents, for example, were working in the 80s, and their friends and their family members, and yeah, it was about $5, maybe $6 an hour. But you could buy a house for 50 grand. Like, you know what I mean? Now it's $500,000, $600,000 to buy a piece of crap, and you're making 20 bucks an hour. And I remember this old job I used to have a long time ago. There was a manager there who was, I don't know, he's not a boomer, but he's close to that age. And he would complain to us, "Oh, you guys make so much money these days, it's crazy. Back in my day, I only made $4 or $5 an hour." It's like, okay, fine. Yes, you were making less when rent for an apartment was $150 a month. Like, you know what I mean? Now, yes, we're making roughly 200% more than you guys are making. But we're paying 900% more in housing. Your dollar gets you nothing anymore in terms of the housing market, or even really at the grocery store, let's be honest. This is sickening. And it's just getting worse and worse and worse. And yes, even under a conservative government, this was happening. Now again, Pierre Poilievre has mentioned this as a huge problem, and hopefully if he ever does get into office, he can do something about it. But I mean, it's never going back to 1984. But we gotta do something. I mean, and this is what I'm talking about. The middle class is disappearing. We can't buy houses. There's very, very few people who could buy a house right now. And they're not building any new ones. They're not building any, cheaper or affordable housing. It's baffling to see this gap. And when you see it like this in a chart in front of your face, we all knew it was crazy. But when you see it like this, it really paints the picture. Wages barely up in 40 years, housing up 900%. And I've said this before many times on this channel. The 80s is when a lot of this crap started. It's when the propaganda started, for the most part. I mean, there was propaganda before, of course, but like en masse. This is when the housing started to go up and wages were pretty stagnant. This is when food became not real food. It's when politicians started to become bought and paid for sheep. And this is what happens. Corporations, they make money, we make nothing, and only the rich can buy houses now. And people call me a conspiracy theorist when I say that the middle class is disappearing, but yet how could you have a thriving middle class with these numbers? You can't. This needs to change. And not just a little bit of a change. We need a big change here. This is disgusting. And what's the Liberals doing about it for the last 10 years? Oh, nothing. They've actually, since 2012, I mean, look at the separation. Now, I know they were in power as of 2015. I just referenced 2012 because they're showing the number here. But, I mean, even this was not good. But look at it since. Skyrocketing under Justin Trudeau. And by the way, this is only from December of 2022. It's almost 3 years ago. I bet you it's at 100% now. Or around there. And wages are basically the same. It's just... I can't believe this isn't a bigger issue. This should be like easily top 5 for everyone. But there's a lot of people who bought their house around this area here. They don't care about this. In fact, this actually helps them because their house is worth more. Now, what comes up must go down. There's going to be some sort of a crash eventually. I don't know when. I'm not an expert on that, obviously. But it's law. What goes up must come down. And you see dips, but then it just keeps rising. I mean, it's it's just crazy. You just get like memorized and lost when you look at this because it's so unbelievable. But look at where it was at the beginning. And then you see how quickly, I mean, just boom, skyrocket. And again, not even that bad compared to what it gets to. This is insanity. And again, this is the 90s. It wasn't that hard to buy a house in the 90s. It's just an average couple working average jobs could buy us something decent at least. Maybe not a mansion, but something. And then just insanity takes place. Absolute insanity. And then just boom. As soon as 2015 rolls around here, you see this massive spike. Bigger than it's ever been before. But either way, let me know what you guys think in the comments section. I really look forward to hearing from you guys. And again, please don't forget to like and subscribe, as it really does help grow the channel. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll be back shortly with a new one.